Hello all, I'm back here to show you a little bit more Elite Dangerous. Now during the week I've been foolish enough to be reading Reddit, and that's always less than a bright thing to do. But in particular there's a whole bunch of advice in the daily threads about newbies and how they should start making some money, and people that have having difficulties with the combat against NPCs. The advice tends to be that they can take themselves out to a resource extraction site in the beginner ship and start going and shooting at things. And just in today's or yesterday's Reddit thread, there's one guy who's taking out, I think it's a Cobra. I don't know his fitting, but let's assume it's reasonable at least, and he's getting caned. Well, I'm here to show you that if you are sensible about it, it's quite possible to do in essentially the basic ship. I'm here in LTT 15574 system, which is a mere 2 jumps away from the beginning starting point if you choose the non-Horizons Sidewinder start. Your beginning location is this place down here, LHS 347. In the beginning Sidewinder, a jump to Kinney, and then a jump from there up to LTT 15574. Will get you to where I'm at. In the system map of this place, you have, is it this one here, Haxel Port, which has quite reasonable outfitting for the smaller ships, and quite a good variety of different ships to play with. It's a Federation system with a whole bunch of different federal factions. If you scroll down here, look here, it's currently run by the Democrats of LTT 1574. They're a bit over 50% of the influence, so they are very strongly holding the system itself. Then you have another Federation faction, another Federation, independent, so of the 8 factions there, 5 of them are federal aligned, which means it's a good place for grinding federal rank, or a reasonable place at least. Haxel Port is the main base. It is not far from the rings of its associated gas giant. I think it's about 90 light seconds from out here to the rings, and the rings have a number of extraction points, but I think in this particular case the resource extraction sites here are low and standard, or just res sites. Far more interesting for me is a little bit further out in the ring system of Planet 6. There is Yapping Dock is out there, and literally less than 5 light seconds away from the rings, so it's very, very close indeed. Rings, there are a number of high resource extraction sites, which is where I want to take myself to go and shoot at things. This is paired with this planet here, which also has some rings, and I believe one of the resource extraction sites is in that ring as well. Still very close to here, and that's where I'm currently based. At this place I have a Viper, and the current ship I'm working on, which is a sort of generalist fit 3. Viper is the one I was using in an earlier video to do some resource extraction shooting down here. Different system, Cremain I think it was. Anyway, I've moved myself here with the Sidewinder. The settings on here, outfitting, still in the default coloration. It still has the original loaned gimbal lasers. There's little I could do to improve those. I could possibly buy some beam lasers, but there's just no point whatsoever. They are more than sufficient. I have added a fairly low ranked D rank kill warrant scanner so that I can get a little bit more bounty out of them. It has a 2.5 kilometre range, which is usually sufficient. The shooting range of my lasers is maximum 3 kilometres, so this is a bit less than that. I've left that empty. I've made a few slight changes in here. I upgraded the power plant from the standard E to a 2D. It gives me a little bit more power, but more importantly less less weight, so an improved jump range. Both had sufficient power for what I need. Didn't really need to upgrade it. I have slightly upgraded the thrusters from an E to a C. These are quite cheap, but they give me a little bit better ability and top speed. I've still got the original frame shift drive because I've only jumped out here to earn some money from the rings in this system, and I bothered upgrading that. I have replaced the life support, the D-rated one, because it gives me 7.5 minutes versus 5 minutes if I happen to crack the canopy, and it's also lighter, so again improves speed and jump range if I needed it. But the most important part of all of this is actually the power distributor. It's a 1A, which is the biggest one I can get. This dramatically improves the recharge on all of your systems, engines, or your weapons. If we have got it, it's relatively inexpensive at 20,000 credits. Now, I believe the very first mission I ever did in this ship earned me about 70 or 90,000, so that in itself is way more. So that upgrade is essential in my book. Certainly more important than anything else, and I think from that money I got that and the thrusters from a single mission. The rest of it I've upgraded here. The life support is cheap, it's only about 3,000 for that. I have upgraded the sensors because they give me a bit longer range to actually spot enemy ships, but more importantly, in recent patches into the game, they now apparently affect the ability of gimbaled weapons to track your targets. If you only have the E or D rated sensors, there's a good chance you may miss a bit more often. Not that I've really noticed it, but anyway, I've gone with a sort of an average C rated one. A rated ones I can afford, but they go above my current power budget. So anyway, this is an almost stock ship, so I've got just C sensors on this one. I have actually just left this pretty much as it is. You can see I've actually still left the standard E-rated shield generator, which is just absolute garbage, but if I get shot at all, I'm doing the wrong thing, so having any shield at all is pretty pointless. Still got an empty compartment there. I suppose if I was worried about it, I could put something like a... what's the thing called? Come on, brain work. Hull reinforcement is what I'm looking for, which I don't actually have. So, don't worry about it then. But yes, a hull reinforcement if I bought it from say Haxelport. So anyway, that's pretty much standard. Do I have a paint job to put on? Yes, I do. Go with the blue. Okay, so I've got my pretty ineffectual combat rank of mostly harmless, but most of these other ones are the power play pack that you can actually get from Frontier's website for free, so you can put quite a few different icons on your ships that are available to pretty much every player. Yeah, they're free. Empire's current Empress, Shadow President of the Federation. Sun is the current Federal President. Kumo has the coolest icon, but he's a pirate scumbag. Serious cool. Doesn't look very good on the dark background. Denton Petros. Yuri Grom. Trade. I'll shoot him with my cargo canisters. I think that one's higher rated, so I'll go with that. Whatever, I haven't got nameplates on this booby ship. Alright, that was a bit of a waste of time. Okay, so the point being, I'm going to come out here and shoot at things pretty quickly. Yeah, so more or less 1450. Okay, so there's a high res on that one, and then a high res on this on the other planet. Anyway, I'm going to go to that one. Just 3 light seconds away, which is as close as it's possible to be, pretty much. Just do a flip around, boost. You can't really see the rings because I believe I'm in the same plane of them, but that's the blue gas giant sitting there. Now out of range of the station, so I can frame shift.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
I pull up a bit. Don't go too fast. Yeah, if I pull up you can see the rings, and there's a resource extraction site around the back side there, but I think it is actually in the shadow of the planet. This one should be, if I'm correct, in the bright sunlight. Yeah, there's a couple of resources extraction sites at that other place. That other little ring planet, 12 light seconds away. This one is all I need. It's basically on the inner edge of this set of rings in the brown section. I'm flying close enough to the gas giant that I'm being slowed down by it. Come in a little bit higher so I don't hit the ring early. Slow down a bit. Now every time you enter a resource extraction site, the spawn in is different for the number of ships you have. Like currently there's almost nothing, and then suddenly a few just pop in. I am going to come to a full stop and briefly show you what I've done with my settings over here. So mostly harmless. I've not shot very many. This is the panel where you can change the power priority of your ship. I've got enough power to run absolutely everything simultaneously, but if I didn't, you can bring things into power groups and put things that are non-essential. So when I'm shooting things, I tend not to need the cargo hatch, so I've put that into group 3, which means it is less priority than group. I obviously need my kill warrant scanner, my guns, my shield, thrusters, I all want them. Frameshift drive is a little bit less essential, so I've put that in group 2, and if I was over power budget, that can drop off. Down the bottom is something that I didn't know about before. There's this data link scanner which can be put into group 3, whatever. It doesn't actually use any power, but... Okay, and the other thing I've done is I have put my fire groups, so I've got weapons on main fire, I've got my kill warrant scanner, the alternate fire button, and then for travel I've got my basic discovery scanner on instead of the kill warrant. Data link scanner is inactive at the moment, so I can't imagine why I would be using it.
Scan detected.
Okay, so there's a few things scanning me.
Scan detected.
Not very much significance. These are all smallish ships. Police yet? Alright. I have a wanted Sidewinder. Another sidey. Another sidey. Some police. I think I saw some shooting. Let's go and investigate that, shall we? I'm not going to get in range. No, he's popped.
Target destroyed.
Too slow. But there's another police ship. I've been here long enough that I'm allied, rather friendly with the police, so they come up in green. Aha, now that is an Anaconda. That is a security force, so that will be the police ship I want to follow around. He will shoot at my enemies, and I will just kill steal from him. An Asp Scout is often something that you can shoot at, so I'll just quickly have a look. No, he's a miner. Yeah. Sidewinder. I've not had much luck with the spawn in here. I'm not even going to bother with these little sideys and whatnot. Even if they're wanted. Just not worth my time. Scout might as well. It's a bit bigger of a ship. Okay. Mining. Another one mining. An elite police ship. Back at the other station I have a Viper Mark III, just like these police ships. It's a cops, but nothing to shoot at. Cops finally found that guy. Popped him.
Target destroyed.
Eagle fighter. He just disappeared off my scans briefly there. Okay, he's wanted, but unfortunately he's with the controlling faction, so the police probably won't shoot at him. I'm going to kill warrant scan him anyway. See what's up, and a bit of a battle in the background there. Okay, that guy's hostile and it's time to open fire. There you go, 55k. Okay, potential target here. Yep. Wing of 3 by the looks of it. He's out of range of my kill warrant scanner, which is why that's stopped. Now he's jumping, damn it. Okay, looks like he's attracted police attention. So, okay, his shields are about to pop. I've hit him once to tag him. He's fired chaff. overshot him and didn't get a go shoot him.
Scan detected.
Warrant scan this guy. Okay, let's hope the cops come and shoot at him. It's a cop. It's another cop. They're gonna scan him. Come on. No, they're going the other way. Ah, but there's my friend the Anaconda coming over.
Scan detected.
So I'm just periodically just shooting at them. Completed my scan. Cobra Mark 4s tend to be quite tanky, so even though it's got 3 or 4 enemy ships on him, he's still holding up quite well. Yeah, stuff that up. Just got to be careful to hit him every now and then and not hit the cops. 3%. That's it, he's popped.
Online. Target shields offline.
60k.
Scan detected.
Couple of little smaller ships there. Now what are these guys shooting at? Well, this is actually a very poor spawn. There's no high ships. The best has got it about 25,000. Scan this guy, Cobra Mark 4. He's from the Democrats of LTT, which means the cops probably won't start a fight with him, even if it's hostile, because he's in the same faction that they are. But we'll see. Little Viper ship heading over that direction, and there's the Anaconda. Something else, so maybe they'll pick him. There's some more combat over here. Oh, too late. Popped.
Target destroyed. Target shields offline. Target
Flying next to the cops, and yes, they've started to shoot at him, I think.
Target shields offline.
No, I'm not going to get there in time. 5k's out, I can't even get in range. Boom, gone.
Target destroyed.
That guy's wanted. Get on his tag.
Target destroyed.
Not quite sure what that anaconda was shooting at. Alright, I've wasted enough time in here. I've spent too long and for not very much return. If I have a look at the transaction, 113, yeah, 250,000, nothing. So that's pretty poor return on my time here. Only small ships. So this is, I mean, the ships are a little bit better than you would get in a low res, but the, yeah, it's not a great spawn. So, without any cheating, what I'm going to do is put away my weapons. Get well above the thing. I can do it now.
Frameshift drive charging.
Frame shift out of here. I could have just done this by logging out to the menu and back in again, but that's kind of cheating.
4, 3,
So I'm going to jump out,
1. Engage.
immediately slow down, turn around, be careful here. Jump in. Ah, damn it. Alright, got too close to the thing, so I've dropped in at 80k's out. Whatever, boost in. Couple of cops have appeared, even though I'm way away from the extraction site. Okay, I must have been shooting with those guys and they don't like me as much now. Ever. be within about 20 k's of the resource extraction site before it spawns the proper enemies. Rocks look pretty sparse from up here, but flying in amongst them, there's plenty of them around. These little flecks of rock that you see going past, you can't collide with them. But the big ones you most surely can. Another cop. Okay, 25 k's out. If I'm careful, I might actually spot some combat in the distance. Running away from a sidey. You are a coward. Oh, I'll let that one get away. That I think is a miner. It's another miner. This is another poor spawn.
Scan detected.
Yeah, whatever. Clipper, now that's more like it. They are nearly always hostile. Pop my scanners, he's actually going to come and scan me, and I've got no cargo on board, so he'll say something appropriately nasty. If I check out the contacts tab, yeah, 132,000, that's worth doing. That's worth looking at too. But I don't think I've got enough cops here at the moment. I certainly can't take these ships alone, that's for sure. Come on, it's my cops. Okay, which one's worth more? The Clipper? Oh, barely difference. So that was the Clipper, 132. Sebastian Clifton is 146. Not enough cops. Oh, that looks like an anaconda. And it is. Now that's what I want to see. Okay. I was going to say this was a crap spawn, but only 121. Oh well, whatever. But there's still not enough cops. Okay, I think he's going to start pirating that poor guy there. Scans him and the other guy runs, usually. Aha, now we got some cops coming.
Scan detected.
Sidewinder, yeah, as if. Okay, so there's some cop action happening. It's my cops. The cops are shooting at that guy. Yep. Get in range. They've already shredded his shields.
Target shields offline.
Okay, so I just tag him a little bit. Oops. Periodically ping him. Not enough to attract any attention. Okay, they should pop now. Yep, 147. Okay, there's more combat happening. That guy's being assaulted. Okay, that's not fighting the cops, that's fighting that other guy. And you've got to watch out for clippers because they often have turreted weapons, which means they can shoot you even when you're not expecting it. So I'm going to leave him alone for the moment, till a bit more heat is on him. See what the cops are doing over here. There's some action over here. Oh damn it, not going to get in range in time. That's my anaconda, you beast. You killed it too quickly.
Target destroyed.
Aha, that is a federal anaconda. No wonder they ate him for breakfast. It's a police anaconda. Alright. Nearly lost his shields and all. Let's see what they're shooting at over here. They will now be shooting at my clipper, and I've been pulled out of range. Shields are just about to pop.
Offline.
Get in range, get in range, get in range, get in range. Okay, tag him, come on, yep. More chaff, so I lose.
Target shields offline. Target shields offline.
So I'm just keeping on pinging. And give me my money.
Target destroyed.
133,000. I think the cops are shooting at that poor guy. Yep. Okay, that's probably hostile anaconda. Yep.
Scan detected.
See what he's worth. 337. Alright, I'm just going to sit on him until he annoys the cops. This one kill, assuming I get him, is worth more than everything else that I've done. So I'm just going to stay targeted on him. And that looks like a police ship. The fun is about to begin. Yep. The fun has definitely begun.
Under attack. Target shields offline.
Not quite sure what it was that was shooting at me. I think I was getting shot by the cops actually. Just got to make sure that I hit him and not the cop. They are worth a lot of money as well, generally. Fertilats, big combat ship. Certainly don't want to begin the hostilities, but I'm more than happy to pick off when other people start them. It's just out of range of my KWS.
Target shields offline.
There's his point defence going off against the incoming missiles there. Firing lots of chaff.
Under attack. Frameship charged. Target shields offline. Target destroyed.
Okay, so now they've finally found that guy. Stay within a few K of him. Okay, that's a... Yep, it's the Copac Anaconda. It's popping him. Open fire on him. I've already done a full KWS on him, so we should see how much bounty I get. Just tagging him in every now and then. He's got weapons that would vaporise me in a single hit. He's nearly popped. Right, unless there's some really juicy targets after this guy's gone. There you go, 153. But he won't manage that, I don't think.
Target shields online.
anaconda. He's in a wing. A couple of little small fighters. An eagle by the looks of it. Two eagles. Those wingmen. Yeah, 200,000. Okay.
Scan detected.
Alright, so I'm just waiting for some cops to spawn before engaging this guy. It's that guy and his wingman. Oh crap. Reverse into a rock, just what I needed. Okay, some combat over there. I want to make sure I stay with this guy. Federal assault ship. I go over here, I might be able to bring the cops back.
Target shields offline.
130,000 for that. That is my bad guy. Let's go find him.
Target shields online. Target shields offline.
So I'm helping the pirates against the pirates here.
Target destroyed. Target shields offline.
So I'm helping the group of 3 wingmates against this guy until the cops show up.
Under attack.
here we go. There
Target
you go.
destroyed.
I think that is probably enough greed. Because in chasing one, I nearly got out of range of that guy. Okay, let's check the values. And there you go, 600,000 and some change, 800,000. Yeah, it's about 2 mil.
Scan detected.
So let's get out of here.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Okay, back to the dock. Okay, too close to the planet. Being slowed down by the planet I'm flying by. Get further away from the gravity well and I'll get there faster. So after nearly abandoning that spawn, that second spawn was much better with lots of high value ships. The first half of my effort here was pretty pathetic with small value ships. Spawns can change sort of 15 minutes into it, so it is possible that you'll start with a rubbish one and get a good one, but generally not, and I think I'm going to overshoot. Yes I am. Damn it. So yeah, spawns can improve over time, but generally if you've got smaller ships, the values are sort of under 40,000 each. Yeah, it's just not worth hanging around. I waited far too long on the first spawn before I abandoned it. If you're comfortable with jumping in and out via the menus rather than flying out like I just did, you're fine to do that. Whoever floats your boat. I sort of think that's cheating a little bit.
Boarding permission granted.
So I tend not to.
Landing gear deployed.
I think that's my dock right there, coming in directly vertical on it. Yep, pad 1.
Docking successful.
Okay,
Engines
I'm
disengaged.
going to enter the hangar because I'm done for the evening. And I've been playing all this in open, so there are occasionally humans that will come along and blow you up. I've just only seen NPCs tonight. Refuel. it's under the contacts menu. There you go, just shy of 2 million. So, I think that's slightly over an hour. And I wasted my time at the initial one and hadn't dropped out of Supercruise too early on the second return, and then wasted 5 more minutes flying back. That'd probably be a bit over 2 million an hour in essentially the newbie ship.
Incoming message.
Okay. Alright, so I've been shooting at these holdings people. They don't like me very much now. Oh, okay, they do like me. And they like me as well. Okay. In my previous round of this I got friendly with the Federation, so I'm doing okay for rank here. By shooting them, some of them don't like me, but it tends to average out, and overall you get more for a positive bounty than you do for shooting somebody who needs killing. So my faction reputation should be doing alright if I have mission boards. You can have a look. So the Democrats, which is the ones that control the system, are halfway through Cordial. Holdings have dropped me back to neutral because they're the ones I've been shooting at, which is not so great because it's actually the ones that own the place I'm on. It's Brotherhood of the Dragons. I think they actually like me a little bit more. Cordial now. Independents, they don't like me too much. Too much on there. At least one of these others. Anyway. As long as I don't annoy these people too much, I'll be alright. Oh well, on that note, I think I'll leave it. Catch you next time.